Hey Paupers, my name is Brian. I am recording a video today using a Pauper deck called either Red Deck Wins or Sligh, based on an old archetype that was quite well known. It was piloted by Pauper Sligh, but was actually made by somebody else, or it was made by Sligh and piloted by somebody else back in the day. Either way, this mono red deck uses a lot of hasty 1 and 2 drops, couple of 3-4 drops, has a little bit of burn to clear blockers. It wins really fast. It runs over and through opposing decks. I'm going to run a couple matches in tourney practice and see how recording settings work, and hopefully things are working well with it. So over the last week I've been trying to record videos and have had great audio. Just the video wasn't correct. It wasn't recording the game screen. It was stuck on recording just the desktop or other stuff, so not fun technically. So pretty much with this deck you keep any 2-land hand. It's almost impossible to have 2 mountains and not be able to do lots of cool stuff. In this case we're going to drop a Jackal Familiar turn 1, follow it up with a Mud Brawler Cohort on turn 2. The Glitter Fang as a 1/1 haste for 1 mana, jumps in, attacks, goes back to your hand at your end step. That is useful for triggering Goblin Cohort, which can only attack if you've cast a creature spell, and I believe Mog Conscripts is the same. The decks that have gone 5-0 recently with this list run 4 Mog Conscripts. I've only got 2 conscripts, and in their place I'm using the Glitter Fang. Heel Cutter is an abusive card that will do very good for us on turn 3 if opponent has a blocker up, because you dash the Heel Cutter and target creature can't block. So that'll be really useful come turn 3 if we need it. So opponent may be familiar with this deck. Over the last few days it has been seems to be a bit more known and accounted for. People seem to be expecting it a little bit more. Over the last month I think it has 5-0 reports on MTG Goldfish. So it's doing well in leagues. It does depend a little bit on dodging, I think. Evankar's Justice, if Mono Black gets to 4 mana and has a Justice, or Teachings, or whatever's running it, they can wipe a board. Rolling Thunder takes a little bit too long to get online, I think. So it probably won't get there generally. And I'm guessing with the Gush our opponent is playing Is It Blitz? And it looks like he's fishing for cards, and he is helping us out immensely by dropping all his probes and burning life. Not worried about the Delver at all, because we're going to dash the Heel Cutter and get in. Yeah, our opponent sees writing on the wall, I think. He's spent all his mana trying to draw cards, and I don't think he's there unless he's going to do something to hold himself at a very low life total. Can't imagine what, because we will have lots of threats to draw as we go, and there's going to be constant pressure on him. Another Cohort. So we are going to dash him. That's going to put 7 power on the board. Attack with everybody. Triggers the Heel Cutter. The Delver cannot block. So we're going to get in for 7. Take him down to 5. Next turn, even if he gets another creature, I don't think he can hold us back. And I doubt he's running main deck Vapor Snags. He could have a counter spell that would wreck our dash. There we go. So we get under Delver. Not terribly surprising. Now, in Burn, the deck runs 4 Lightning Bolt, 2 Chain Lightning. Against Izzet Blitz, we don't want the Chain Lightning because it only does 3 damage. We're definitely bringing in a couple Flame Slashes because we need them to deal with the Cyclops, which has a 4 toughness. We're also going to give up 2 Lightning Bolts because the bolts and burn in this deck are almost never cast as instants. You generally are probably going to throw them down main phase prior to combat so that nothing gets in your way. And it's not likely he's going to get all 4 of them, so let's go 3 slashes, 3 bolts. The Fire Blast, sack 2 mountains, deal 4 damage. Great way to win the game. You swing, you tap out, and suddenly they take 4 more to the face. I've won several games that way. Game 2, let's see what we got. Alright, so Cohort, we have to cast a creature spell and he can attack. I think it's probably best to actually go Cohort, then Jackal, then Mud Brawler Cohort. We get the 2 power on the board, swing with 2, and then turn 3 we have 6 to swing. Goblin Cohort. The alternative would be playing the Jackal Familiar first and then the Mud Brawler. We're playing the Mud Brawler next. I think we want to maximize what we can do with the Goblin Cohort, which we do by casting creatures over the next 2 turns. Yeah, that's uncomfortable. We don't like that. Let's throw down a Jackal. Hopefully this will represent Burn. Make him think that we're going to pop one of his creatures. Maybe he holds something back a turn. I don't know. He's going to ponder. Probably fishing for 3rd land. Could. Let's see what he's got. Fiend? Kiln Fiend, yep. And unfortunately, we don't actually have the burn spell at the moment. If we did, that would be really, really good for us. So, we are going to... I don't think making the Fiend not block does as much as getting more dudes down. And I'm okay with the Valley Dasher attacking each turn. So let's go in there for 4. If he wants to block, beautiful. If he wants to let him in, I mean, against Izzet Blitz with the Fiend and the Cyclops, if they've got the Battle Rage and all that stuff, and we don't have a way to remove it, it's gonna happen. There's nothing we can do about it. I mean, he's either going to go off here with 3 mana and 4 cards, or he's not. Let's see what he goes for. He goes for the Bolt. So he kills our Dasher. And that's interesting that he killed a creature and not our face. I mean, obviously he didn't have it. So now... let's see what we get. A Cohort. We are going to dash the Heel Cutter. We will drop the Goblin Cohort after combat so that we have a blocker up. We'll force him to expend some resources. There's an argument to be made for not targeting the Delver and letting him block with it, but if it flips and it does me for 3, again, it's not gonna... that 3 damage I don't think is gonna kill us. Next turn we can Mud Brawler and Heel Cutter, and that would be 3, 5, 7, 9 damage. So maybe he'll probe this turn and not kill us. If he probes and kills us, doesn't matter if we would have got there. Another Kiln Fiend. Can't say I'm thrilled with that. So what do we want to do here? If we Flame Slash... Izzet Blitz only runs 12 creatures. He's gotten 3 now. It's not likely he's got 2 more, and if he's got 2 more, he can't kill us. So do we drop a Mud Brawler Cohort and dash the Heel Cutter, make one of his dudes not block? I think that's what we do. I think we make the Delver not block. Because then if he wants to live, he's got to put Kiln Fiends in the way. And even though the Kiln Fiends could kill us by pumping, again, we're in the advantageous position of... Okay, so he's blessing one of his dudes with red. That's good. That means a spell is gone. Oh, okay. He's going to target his Delver with pro-red, so the trigger doesn't hit it. And that means the Delver can block. Delver won't kill anything, but we are going to wipe... Well, we're not going to kill the Delver, but we're going to kill his Fiends. I'll take it. Maybe he has a Cyclops in hand, in which case I'm super glad we saved the Flame Slash. That works for me. I am okay with that. Let's drop the window down. Now if he flips, 2 spells would get 3, 6, 7, 10. Okay, it's a Preordain. That's not a pump spell. Not in the traditional sense. It's not a mutagenic growth or anything that's actually adding to his power. I don't think he can get in here unless he goes Trample Double Strike. Then he gets it. Let's see what he's got. I mean, if he's got the Battle Rage, he needs to just throw it down. Just win, dude. There it is. 14, 17 damage. Well, maybe I should have held up the slash, dashed in there, and then Flame Slashed something afterwards. Do we want to drop a couple of Glitter Fangs for more burn? I think we do, because we need to hold his creatures down. We need to keep him without a board presence, because that is our best way to win. Oh, Fire Blast, I'm always happy to see that. It's not stellar in your opening hand necessarily, but you have it there, so we are going to keep this hand. We are going to, I think, Cohort, turn 2 Cohort, Goblin Cohort that is. So I think we're going to, he's tapped down. Yeah, I think we turn 2 Goblin Cohort, because then turn 3 Mud Brawler Cohort sends them both in. This, if we go Goblin, we get 2 this turn. Next turn we get 2, 4, 6. So that's 8 damage over the next 2 turns. if we Mud Brawler first, we get 4 this turn, 4 next turn, 8 damage. It looks like I'm a little bit laggy. Internet is not cooperating this afternoon. Hopefully didn't lose the connection. Clock just ticking down. Let us see if MTGO is still with us. It's still there. Will it bring up another deck? Ah, there we go. We lost connection. Let's see if we can't get back in there. Oh, come on. It says I'm there. Unexpected error occurred. See what we get. Hopefully our opponent is still with us. And he is. Alright. Alright, there we go. Okay, so Goblin Cohort, go to combat, attack, get in for 2. So next turn we can Mud Brawler. We could burn out the Delver. I don't think that's the right choice. Do we Heel Cutter here? If we dash in, we get 3, 5, 7. Takes him down to 11. I think that is what we do. Let's see what we get. Delver can't block. I doubt the Delver would block in this case. It's possible he would. Without knowing everything in his hand. Maybe sacking the Delver for 3 life is worth it. Alright. Delver flips and revealed a Preordain, which he casts. So now, we do need to be mindful of running Fire Blast into a counter. If we draw a mountain, I think we've got it. Because we can Flame Slash the Delver. Okay. I'm going to bet on some burn in his hand. Or a counter spell here. Which, if he's got the counter, is okay. He's going to burn the Heel Cutter. Okay. We still cast a creature spell. We still get in for 4. And next turn, unless he's got, even if he's got a blocker, we can Mud Brawler, Flame Slash. Yeah, I think we got this. I think we're good. Because we will Flame Slash a blocker, Mud Brawler, swing in, get 4 damage to the face, and then Fire Blast at a convenient moment. And if the Flame Slash is countered, ooh, decision time. Okay. First things first, let's cast a creature spell to get the cohorts online. If we swing, we get in for 4. Let's kill the blocker. If he's got a counter, he's got to use it now. Okay, he's going pro red. So now we know he has no counter, which means the 4 damage to his face and the 2 damage he just took is going to kill him. And that's how this deck does. Fast and hard. And it's turn 5. Even with blockers and a pro-red creature. We will cast by sacking 2 mountains to the dome. Whew. Tough one. Good games. Thank you, Carnage.